Hello everybody, I'm Sean Patton and I'm here to talk to you today about Dappr, a new production methodology that I'm sure you are all excited to learn about because it can be applied to any business really in the world. So let's dive right in. This penguin, is he dapper? Yes, he's dapper. Am I dapper? No, look at me, I'm a schlub. I don't even have my shirt tucked in. So how can I be more like this penguin and less like myself? Now, as you may remember, one of the greatest films of all time, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? What does the main character talk about? He says he's a dapper Dan man. He doesn't want thought, and neither do I. So, how can we be more like the penguin? The secret to the penguin is they can live in cold climates, right? And so they need to focus on what makes things warm. And in this case, what makes things warm is people. Because the more people you have in a room, the warmer it gets. And penguins know this. They also have some oil on their skin, but it's really secondary to other penguins. People. And so when you want a production methodology that really works for your company, and again, this can be applied to any company, as I mentioned before, you have people at your company, right? Unless you're like some robotic company that has no people, but that's weird, so we're not going to talk about that. So when you have people, they're connected, and the connections between the people is what Dappr, without the E, remember, the E is left off for savings. It's important to keep in mind the connections that people have, because when you are trying to get something done, it's the people connecting. They're going to communicate, they're going to do things. The real problem is when they don't communicate, because if you have a bunch of people and they're not communicating, then that's when things don't get done, or your penguins get cold. And so, really, think about a penguin diving into the water. If a penguin dives into the water and is eaten by a walrus or a shark, that penguin is not part of the group as a whole anymore because it's been ingested. And so the Dappr methodology, really what it seeks to do is it seeks to not have anyone eaten by walruses. So here's a mouse, and this mouse, so you're saying, you're sitting there thinking, Sean, this is great, there's these penguins and people talking and not talking. This is all well and good, but what exactly is Dappr? So when you go to work every day, you drive there or you commute on some modes of transportation. And when you get there, you're not exactly sure what's going to happen. Maybe you have some meetings scheduled, but things are a little up in the air. And so what you really need to do is find out what you have to do that day. So when you log into the Dappr system every morning, you start like that mouse. Not sure whether you can grab the cheese for the day, not sure if some client is going to trap you in some weirdness. And so you log into the Dappr messaging board and it gives you all your messages for the day. And that message may be a giant ice glacier, giant glacier. And really what that's symbolizing is sort of an impediment, right? So you log in, and we talked about the trapping and the client. So this is a client message that has totally thrown a blocker in your way. But you know about it right away because you logged into the Dappr messaging board. And you know the extent of it, which is clearly huge. But you know that some people are working on it because the Dappr messaging board says, someone else got in here earlier, and they logged in, and they've started a little base camp, but my God, there's a lot to do. And so what you can do is you understand that you're not alone, right? The Dappr, so there's logging in the morning, and then throughout the day you get periodic updates. As you make updates, it sends it out to the other people. Really, Dappr is all about communicating, because we don't want to not communicate. You need to communicate. And so really, as you're working throughout the day, you get the updates, and you steadily build the ladder of resolution and solution to overcome any problem. And so that's really what Dappr is all about. So yeah, any questions? Yeah.
How is it going to help you to be less of a schlub?
Well, it's easy to message other company members anonymously through the Dappr message board. And so you may say like, hey, Sean, you need to dress it up a little, right? Maybe get a new look, so. And then I see that message, and I don't know it's from you, but I start changing my look. And I tuck in my shirt and I button my, and I suddenly, over the use of the Dappr system, I get more of these messages and I know it's more of a problem.
Does Dappr let you set your own cheese for the day?
Yes, so cheese being the goal of the day. Yes, thank you for using my metaphor. It's such a good one. Really, when you think of the goal for the day and you originally log into the system, if there's no big blockers in the way, you want to progress with your natural goals for the day. And that can be assigned by your manager, or it can also be self-assigned for yourself. For instance, I've got a good example of you want wide open spaces, right? You need to set your own goals, like sky's the limit, if you will. And so by being able to set your own goals, you can see them every day when you log in, your manager can see them and approve or reject them, and you can work toward your dreams.
Would Dappr work with small teams of maybe only a few people?
That's a very good question. The question was, does Dappr work with small teams? And the answer is absolutely yes. Because really, even if you're just a team of yourself, right, you've got to keep track of your tasks that you're working on. You want to communicate with yourself. Maybe you send yourself a message tomorrow of something you thought of today, so you don't forget it. Really, so it covers all from sizes 1 to infinity. All right. Any other questions? And you can sign up for free, actually, at the Dappr website. That's dappr.com. And there's a trial, and you can try it out. And if you like it, it's just $100 a person per month. That's all.